Now, obviously, it's important to remember, right? Misfortune is a very popular marksman pick, pro, different regions. Even in just like your solo queue games right now, you see a ton of
your overall game plan. Just don't feel confident enough to step up and try to really compete. If you can steal one of them away, though, it's still going to put you in a decent spot, and there's now not going to be a smite for a little while on Exofeng.
Hung get in there? That's the question. LNG kind of gave up protecting Xiaofeng to cover the mid lane, but one dredge line means we're starting to fight here.
Oh, no.
Going to land. Moham and Zhuo both burn their flashes at the same time, but Xiaofeng finds that first blood, and now OMG are running away scared with their heads cut off like chickens. One kill picked up, first blood, 3 grubs. Great start for LNG. Rarely seeing the LPL a team get first grub count and first dragon.
It shouldn't happen.
Oh yeah, exactly.
At the point in which you think you're gonna have to concede the grubs, walk away, go get Drake.
Remember, this was a B1 Yorick pick for OMG. They earned the blue side, and they wanted to pour these resources into Harry. See Hex Flash coming across for Zhuo. Maybe has Moham trapped, and that bullet time was prosperous enough. LP doesn't need the flash, doesn't need too much setup. He's got himself his first kill of the game as LNG make a bit of a kerfuffle about it this time, even if they don't have their jungler nearby. That's a Sand Soldier from Charlotte securing 1 grub, and Charlotte might just do it all on his own. Xiaofeng caught trying to bite off a bit more than he could really chew there, and the grub count's going to get evened out. Yes,
you pick up the kill onto the maiden, but beyond that, you don't really have any pressure for yourself in the mid lane, don't have any pressure in the top lane either, so there's really no way that Xiaofeng was going to be able to pick that one up. Going to be able to head back to base and pick up that Eclipse, so is now in a pretty dang strong spot. We really need to see that translated.
Oh, Charlotte just mind-controlled Zika, got him to hop in for the Zareem Shuffle, and that's going to get Harry a big kill there. What a play. OMG, we talk about the new guys on the block. Charlotte taking plays. What we wanted to see. Now we're potentially going to see a bit of a dive right here onto the bottom lane. Harry takes a good chunk of damage right here. Not get any minions to keep himself alive. Yeah, they're waiting on Zhuo to maybe take the turret aggro here. Someone's got to grab it soon. There's the dredge line into the seismic shove.
Nice.
Lean dive from LNG. They didn't panic. Zhuo takes the turret to find the kill.
Power going down. Not going to be the first brick. OMG were already able to pick that up for themselves in the top side of the map, but still, being able to counter that one back and forth is a pretty good look. And at the moment, LNG, they are going to be in the lead by about 2,000 gold, despite the fact that overall, it's felt relatively even in the last couple of minutes.
Up a neutral objective kind of on his own. This time he does get decent prow from Zhuo and Haichao, who get the bottom lane pushed up. They're trying to burn through the Cloud Drake, and OMG are just kind of late to the party, and now Zhuo wants to start his own party with the Dredge Line Seismic Shove combo being perfect to set LP up again for another kill. Crescent Guard's going to come down, but Hung is as good as dead. Multi-kill coming across for LP. LNG looking polished once again in the team fights.
LNG, they just look like a revived squad right now. Exofeng has just done so much for them, and with the Weaver's Wall coming down, this tier 1 in the mid lane will fall. LNG extend their gold lead, now up by about 3,000. They can potentially peel off to go towards the Herald if they want it at the moment.
And they're looking to use their spoils of the last war to cash in even further on their investment, but Hong off to the side is trying to just use the Rift Herald.
Oh no.
Burn it through on his own. They've got OG pretty sectioned off, and Harry feels the brunt of that, having to flash out of another well-timed seismic shove, but the Herald should end up going over towards OMG. Good on them, setting up a ton of vision, taking the lights away from LNG in the top river.
Still, right now, yeah, we're watching a Yorick get out split pushed right now by the Jax. Jax is obviously a great split pusher, but you still don't expect him to be.
No, they're kind of just split all across the map looking for answers.
LNG just going to be able to pick up themselves this Drake nice and easily. Is there even going to be a response? They're going to attempt to jump right here.
Zhuo is picked off here. He gets the depth charge down. Hong is going to block the entire bullet time, but look how much they're investing just to kill off one Nautilus, and Xiaofeng flies in with the pack to eviscerate Hong. Goes down first. Moham going to be the secondary prize. The pack is eating good tonight in the name of LNG.
Xiaofeng really stepping up right here. Exactly what we wanted to see from this new jungler 3.
Like a revitalized team that wants to play competitive LP in the summer.
Yeah. Harry, he's going to be able to survive, but still, you just can't step up.
Yeah, it's rough. And remember, this is the crown jewel of the OMG draft. As the depth charge is going to land, Starry's going to bail out with the flash immediately and leave Moham to the Wolves once more. 5th kill picked up for LP on this misfortune. LNG are not turning around any point, looking to take more turrets off of the map. Very afraid of the reality they are staring down here. We'll see if a pick play on LNG on the side lanes can manifest something, but Xiaofeng has this red perfectly, uses the Hex portals to at least make this a 3 versus 2 for now. 3 versus 4 as Star can come along, but this Wolf pack is pretty strong, and Zika feels comfortable too. Curtain Call going to come down, try and catch Zika with a slow. He's going to have to flash away from the forward shot, but LNG are definitely surviving, thriving, and buying a ton of space for their team. Off to the side, LNG as a whole in the mid lane trying to press down these turrets, and it's taking almost a full minute for Zika to fall. He's got no mana, he doesn't have any problems. He's going to get dove under the tier 3 turret and finally fall to Starry. But at what cost, Bloxer, that entire escapade?
Yep. On the Scuttle Crab vision as well, so they are very much seen right now, but I guess you kind of need to throw everything at the wall at this point. Xiaofeng is here.
Yeah, this is pure desperation, but LNG, they got to get in soon here. The Crescent Guard's going to come across. Hong's going to look for the turn. The Baron at 2K is not the priority for either of these teams. The Emperor's Divide doesn't mean squat from Charlotte. It's LNG supremacy. Baron Call be damned. They wipe the floor with OMG for a clean ace.
With everybody dead, going to be more than easy enough to do this, and I really like this decision right here from LNG, right? You get yourself a tier 2 in the mid lane, you're going to grab the Baron, and you're going to be able to get yourself that Dragon Soul right here as LP goes to pick up the Hextech Drake.
This game is done and dusted, and if anyone thought the Ultra Prime series was a fluke for the new look LNG, I know it's against maybe a little bit lower of a tier opponent in OMG, but it's all about beating the opponents in front of you, and LNG...
The On Assassin mode, and then you would have had at least some ulti, some CC, something to give. They're now going to try for a collapse right here on Zika, goes golden, buys time.
Yep, same old well, but Zika is slippery, too hard to deal with.
Oh,
Weavers roll into the bullet time. Hello, beauty! LNG's calling with that combo, and this game is over in style. Another clean ace, domination by textbook definition from LNG to kick off their series with a 1-0 lead.
There we go. We said it was going to be a very risky composition right here from LNG, but they make it work here. OMG just faltering at every stage in this game. A dominant victory here, putting themselves 1-0 up in this series.
Scooping up whatever they've got in front of them and slapping it on the plate. Just everything.
Oh yeah, you can see very much at the moment that LNG focusing on towards getting Haichao these more mobile carries who can move themselves around.
The Hong Chronicles continue as he's now just chilling in enemy jungle, trying to be a bit of a nuisance into Haichao. Guess he's trying to play around the second spawn of chickens, but Xiaofeng is not willing to give up twice on the menu, but are you willing to fight over it is Hong's question, as he's really just trying to aura check this guy. He steals away the crowd. He does not. Yeah, Xiaofeng finds it. Flash ball breakers onto Charlotte, who is one out away from falling, but he walks on out of there. Xiaofeng gets a big shield. Can Hong find the trade? It's Pandemonium, but it's Haichao that needs to find these trade kills. Flashes after Hong, finds the first one. I mean, Haichao is up a couple of camps, and he's looking to help his top laner, who is going to be dove by Hong, who does not have Wilton Lullaby. The Realm Warp taken in for Haichao, but I feel like if he just stood where he was, he would have cut off their one escape route, so he gives it to them.
Yeah, instead, you kind of just use that Realm Warp as a little bit of a defensive tool. You have a couple of members up in the top side. Still, it stops a play from going down. Hang on, bot lane, they're going to be fighting here. Okay, all good, all good. And you are going to be able to pick up that Drake. That's the main thing right here. Xiaofeng's able to pick up that Drake. The trade back is going to be these grubs. 3 grubs going over right here to OMG.
Goddamn red side rabbits.
I think they must be made of gold and diamonds and, I don't know, extra tasty right now are the chickens on this one. LNG, they cannot afford to do that, and you can see at the moment they've got a couple members in the area. Still a minute until that was going to pop up. Hung might get caught right here.
This time the Flash Vault Breaker does not find the interrupt. The CC still comes across. Hong's going to have to flash Lilting Lullaby, but Haichao with the Rune Prism is going to chase him down, and Xiaofeng expertly uses the Blast Cone to get himself out. It wasn't clean, it wasn't pretty. the goal is accomplished for the LNG jungle. Grubs, they're going to trade away a bot tier 1 turret to teleport in Charlotte for this fight, but the fight's already starting.
Oh,
they've already got hung so very low. The Fate's Call is going to pull Zhuo out, but the same fate will not be found for Haichao. Way too far forward, picked off, and now LNG have no confidence team fighting their way out of this one.
No, I was really surprised that we saw OMG bring Charlotte up for this play, but clearly they knew Haichao was going to get mind control, jumps way too far into the backline, after Zhao does exactly what he needed to at the beginning of that fight. But OMG, they weather the storm, they're going to be able to pick themselves up 5 of these grubs right here, exactly what this composition needs. It's going to delay the game a little bit as well, stop this early game this early game LNG composition from being able to get as far ahead.
Sprinting on over as pings galore come down towards this bot river, but LNG are late to the party. A dragon that we felt like was free for them 30 seconds ago goes the way of LNG.
What? Slayer. What is this?
Group Nirvana, baby! Woo! They got a turret. All right, they get a first turret,
tower.
actually.
You are most likely going to be trading this one back topside. There's no flashes.
Oh,
You are at least going to be able to pick up a kill here. There you go. Okay.
Jungle is not safe, Moham. I don't care how close you are to a tier 2 turret.
Yeah, they are going to trade this one back for the tier 1 top side for Harry Heng. Also going to be able to grab himself this Herald, but the kill and the tier 2 in the bottom lane is at least something. The gold now going to be a slight advantage right here for LNG. Should not be here. Walks away from that one. Actually, we're going to get action topside.
Hung flashing for the double ult and lullaby. There's not a top tier 1 turret to protect them, but LNG have more members here. Harry trying to rely on that dominance. Stasis comes out for Harry, but
nice,
in goes Moham with the double charm. The Realm Warp again is the bailout for LNG, but this time it costs them their top laner. A fully scaled base in their kit.
Yeah.
He's got the Seraph stun, and the Roa just ticked over to 10
Just
stacks.
did it,
So Haichao, it's not going to have the big damage yet. He's got to wait for, the pure AP item, but
onto this mid lane tower with it, really nothing too much. Both teams, though, might be hankering for a bit of a fight. Harry.
Oh, Harry cut off to the side, pops ominous flashes away from Xiaofeng and Zika. We're trying to chase down the angry Croc, who's going to be made into a pair of nice shoes. Harry goes down, and that might lock in LNG, getting Cloud Soul set up as well, just 22 minutes into this one.
And this is just looking like it's going to be a 2-0 again, despite the fact that this early game was slightly better for OMG. They just haven't been able to put it together,
How much space can you buy here? Just poking and prodding OMGs. They try and
Harry,
rumble
just
up
have to
towards
go.
the top side. But with Kalista and Smite, Dro says, all right, I just want the Voracious Autocon. Maybe I won't die before it goes down. There is the revive buff secured. OMG now just have to mop up some free gold, but they're not going to get away with it as a big-time Fate's Call comes across, and Zika gets to reap the rewards of LNG. Grabs himself a multi-kill. Harry's going to go down next. LNG are looking for the killing blow on OMG's season. One more kill onto Moham's going to do it. Ace home. LNG's wrestle control of game 2.
Himself alive as well for that little bit longer. And it's just a great fight overall. You can see Zika in and amongst all of the members, dealing so much damage at this point. And this is where the Jace can really shine, right? Sure, you can do a lot of damage with those accelerated shock blasts from further away.
Call that has been sounded. Spotted as well, but hello, we flashed up topside, and this Kalista with Smite, I mean, this Baron's gone. Zhuo's going right back to stall duty once more as he still has his revive. So Zhuo drops, but Xiaofeng says, I'm going in, I'm flying for the hills, I want the glory, and it's going to fall flat on his nose. Harry keeps enough of a line, they get Haichao cut down as well. It's Zika and LP. Zika dives himself back in, but the stasis is clutch from Hong. He'll survive as well.
Available for LNG. When you die, you don't lose that Baron buff either. LP trying so hard to be able to pick himself up. Another kill right here. Is going to be able to get in range using the minions of the wave. And that's a big part of the engage for OMG just gone. With the Baron buff available, picked up just during the absolute mess that was that previous team fight. They're now going to be looking to crack open the base right here of OMG. And hopefully shut them out of being able to play in split number 3. They cannot step up if LNG decide to just go flying in.
Okay, so they got Haichao on the
Zhu.
backside. Zhuo was disguised as a ward. He's only going to end up catching Harry. Fate's call pulls him back out. Great call from LP. But look at Haichao on the backside just dishing out the damage, mashing his keyboard. Every single spell he can throw down, he's throwing right to the grill of OMG. Stasis be damned. Ace comes home. LNG are going to knock OMG down to 0-3 and maybe end their season with an emphatic 2-0.
Avoid this fate, but right now looks like they are going to be one of our teams not participating in split number 3. One of the worst punishments you could possibly imagine. One of the only tier 1 teams not going to be allowed to play split 3. A couple of members are going to respawn. Moham could try his best right here. Charlotte up in 8 seconds. There's a chance. It should just be game though.
Yeah, I mean, they got Harry in 2. Charlotte, Star, they're all going to come up. You got to just hit the Nexus here, LNG, to bring this one home, and Zika's going to do it. There it is.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.